Hey guys, it's me, I'm back. Today, I'm going to be telling you how to build a ship in Highfleet for your first time, I guess, if you're watching this. Or if you just want to see how I build my ships. I don't know, whatever. Point is, let's begin. So first, you're going to click on Ship Works. This little button here. Lets you build ships. Wow, cool, great. Alright, first thing you're going to need. You're going to need this. This is your bridge. This has to stay on the ship or else it won't be a ship. It can't be commanded by anything. Alright, now, the primary thing you need for these ships is fuel. Fuel is one of the most important parts of the ship. You can get these big fuel tanks or these smaller fuel tanks here. And fuel is very heavy, alright? This is 450 tons. This is 40 tons. You're going to need, depending on the amount of fuel, you're going to need more engines. More engines means you need more fuel. So you have to strike a balance between how many engines and how much fuel you carry. All right. So if you want like a long range ship, you're gonna want to put as much fuel as possible while also making the engines as efficient as possible. So you're gonna want more efficient engines such as the D30S, which is stationary, but it provides more lift. So you'll need less of these guys, which are far less fuel efficient and provide less thrust. Alright, so now that we've talked about fuel a bit, I'm just going to leave these here. I'm just kind of showing you guys how to build the ship, what it needs. You'll notice here, these are all your things that are on the ship. This tells you size, mass, etc., etc. This is how much each thing weighs on the ship. So currently, the only thing that really weighs anything is the fuel, which is 900 tons total. That's how much thrust we got, how much time we can spend in combat, and all this is just these two here, this is power supply, you need power for your ship to operate, and this is ammo, you need ammo for your guns. The IR sign is how far away your ship can be detected over infrared. So currently, it's 0 kilometers because we have 0 engines providing any heat. The, what is that? Radar. I'm just gonna call it radar. This is 101 kilometers. It's more based on the size of the ship itself. So currently, we're able to be detected from 101 kilometers away over radar. Now then, let's put a generator on here so we can get some power up, and then we'll throw on some engines here. There's some D30S. There we go. You'll notice that this is unpowered because you need these hull pieces connected in order to provide power to everything. These fuel tanks cannot transfer power. So in order to transfer power, we need to connect these together, like so. So now, the generator, you'll see the little line there, it's providing power to that engine, and this engine over here is being provided power as well, because it's already connected. So, we have 0 firepower, because we have no guns. This is our range currently, our cruise speed, that's our max speed, and this is thrust to weight ratio. Thrust to weight kind of just affects the acceleration in this game. You're not really telling anything or anything like that. It's just for how fast you can accelerate while in combat. Alright, so we can't really move sideways because we only have engines to make us go up. So I'll throw this on here real fast. Alright, there we are. We have a few different engines we can choose from. I should probably go over those real fast. This is the D30. Like it says, it is fuel efficient, but it's kind of weak compared to the other engines. NK25 is... Sorry, these are also maneuver engines, so you need these to move around. This is an NK25. This is stronger than the D30, but it eats a lot more fuel. And all the engines have different power requirements too, and fuel requirements. This one, not very fuel efficient, but gets you a lot of thrust to get you moving. So we're going to put D30s on there because why not? We're going to make this fuel efficient. And you'll notice that we have higher thrust to weight now because we can move around, and much higher cruise speed. Although putting those engines on reduced our range by about, what is that? 2,000 kilometers, around 2,000 kilometers. That's a lot. But honestly, if you're making a tanker, All you really need is around like 3,000 or 4,000 kilometers of range, because you're going to be providing fuel to other ships. So yeah, and most cities aren't going to be farther than 2,000 kilometers. So yeah, everything's all good. Anyways, we've also got the RD-59, which is the same as these two, but requires a large hull to be put into. It is a much bigger engine, eats much more fuel, and provides much more thrust. This is better for big ships that you're building. And then we got the RD-51, which is the same as these guys, but just bigger, and requires a large hull for it to fit. Now, everything is going to sit in these hulls, except for these large fuel tanks and some of these sensor arrays and other things. I'll go over that in a second, but for now, just remember that everything requires hulls to be attached to it, or to be in a hull. So we've got engines, we've got power, we've got fuel. Now what do we need? We need guns to protect the ship. So let me show you guys something here. You need these regular hull pieces to fit all of your guns into. There's many different guns. I'll let you guys explore the different guns, but for now we'll just go with these guys. These are little mini guns basically. But the problem with putting your guns too close to an engine is they won't fit there because the engine's in the way. So you have to move your guns slightly away from those engines in order for it to work. See? This is this little yellow circle around it with the red in it is the firing cone, the firing arc of the guns. Currently that's kind of bugged, and it has been bugged for a while. So you can fire straight through that and like nothing will happen. Like, I don't know, whatever. Point is, don't worry about the firing arc for now. It doesn't really do anything right now. But yeah. So yeah, we have a gun now. We have a gun, but it requires one ammo, as you can tell from up here. So what you do, you take one of these, you just smack it in there. That's it. That's all you need to do for the ammo. Now we have ammo. Let's do the same for the other side here. Hold on. Unfortunately, there is no like button to mirror parts to the other side, but if you hold down shift and click at the same time, you can duplicate a part, so you can just keep building. So that's pretty neat. Yeah, so we've got guns with ammo, we've got engines, we've got fuel, we got generators. Crew is another thing that may be needed on larger ships, but for smaller ships, you don't really need to add crew quarters. You will need to provide the appropriate amount of crew for your ship, or else it will not be able to function properly. So remember that. Oh, down here is the price, by the way, because you were wondering about that. That is the total price of the ship, and it does provide combat values for like amount of firepower the ship has, but you don't really need to worry about that. Just build the ship however you want to. All right, so we've covered. Oh yeah, there's two different types of ammo loaders. This one provides one ammo, and this one provides two. You'll notice it requires a regular size hull to accommodate. These ones require small ones. Also, make sure you protect your ammo, because they will violently explode if damaged enough. Same with the fuel. Fuel and ammo will catch fire and explode if they are hit enough. Armor does as it's said in its name, I guess. It's armor for your ship. Not much to say there. It is very heavy though. You'll notice we're at 4.1 thrust to weight and 318 kilometers an hour. Put one chunk on there, it reduces it by that much. That's how heavy armor is. So you make sure you accommodate for armor when adding your engines and everything else. Alright, chassis parts. These are literally just to build landing gear. So like, here, let me show you guys. Oh, also, another thing. If I put a hull there, this engine is blocked. It requires, these engines, the D30S and the RD-51, require open space underneath them. You cannot cover those, or else they will not function. Now that we got out of the way, I'll show you guys the landing gear. All these are different size landing gears. They all fit in the regular hull parts. But for now, we'll just throw some of these on there. If you want to land, you don't technically need these, but it will prevent damage to your ship if you have these. So make sure you grab some of these. They're very important. I just realized these are not actually connected to the hull, so they do not have power. So I'm just gonna like throw a generator down here, I guess. I don't know. There we go. They have power. Also, the chassis parts are very heavy as well. Make sure you only grab what you need for your ship. Alright, so we've got landing gear. We got a generator down here for them. This is a fire suppression system. It puts out fires. Enough said, honestly. Yeah. So that's a basic ship there. It flies, it shoots, it can carry lots of fuel. Yeah. But we're not done yet. We're not done yet. Let's hold on. So, I'll throw another piece down here. Bam. There we go. That's kind of made it nice and flush. These are sensors. We got the radio antennas, so you can listen on enemy radio and decode like stuff. You don't really need them, but it's kind of nice to have them. This is this thing here. It's not the most useful. It's used to like mask your radar signature. You can like press a button and it activates, and you're basically invisible to enemy radar, including radar guided missiles. But it's not very good because it has like you have to like okay, let me explain this way. You have to be really close for it to work. You have to be within 4,000 kilometers, as it says there, for it to work. And most ships are going to close that 4,000 kilometers really quickly with you, especially if they detect you already. They're going to be sending missiles your way, and the missiles are really fast, and you're not going to have time to dodge, especially if you're mounting these on there. There's not really any use for these things, but you can have them if you want. This is for infrared, so you can detect enemy heat signatures. Everything requires power, by the way. Remember that. These little cones show like where I guess like basically just keep stuff out of those cones and it's good. If it's white, that means it's functioning at half capacity there. Red means it's like blocked, the signal is blocked, and yellow is good. You want to try to get as much yellow out of these for these little radars and stuff as possible. Including this. This requires that greatly. If you cover those cones, you'll actually get less range for your radar and stuff. So remember that. This is a fire control radar. It functions as a regular radar, but it allows you to fire off, hold on, where are they? These air-to-air missiles to take down like enemy missiles and rockets and planes and stuff. Those are pretty nifty. They're very useful. They require these to operate. There's two sizes of it, a small one and this big one. These are kind of expensive, especially if you're replacing them, but they're very nice to have. So remember, these things require these guys. Alright, we'll get rid of these guys. This is ELINT. This is passive radar. So you can't be detected by enemies, but it's kind of short range. It's alright, I guess. It's useful for early warning, but that's kind of about it. Yeah, there's two sizes of that as well. The small one and the other big one I just showed. Then there is the radar. Wow. These are very expensive. The small one is 4,000. The big one is 10,000. Lots of money, and they require lots of electricity to function. As I've said in my playthroughs when I first started this channel, radar is not very good. It doesn't get you anything good, because the enemy detects your radar and they immediately go after you. It's not the best. So I wouldn't recommend really playing around with the radar too much. These are alright. Let me just show off these things here. This is anti-ship missiles. These you fire off in dogfights. They require 2 slots to function, and they need space in front of them open to be able to fire. That's about it for these guys. They're pretty good against enemy ships, so if you want to like throw them on there, you can. Just make sure you have the top open, or else they won't shoot. I already showed these. These are air-to-ground bombs. I mean, you can put them on there if you want. They're pretty good, especially against like ships that have landed, like enemy ships if you catch them off guard. But for that, you require like a fast ship, and this isn't a very fast ship, so this won't have these. These are where it's at. These are ballistic missiles. Each ballistic missile requires 2 hull pieces stacked on top of each other to be able to function. It also requires the top to be open in order for it to fire. Notice the cone. There's many different ones. This one is a radar homing missile, so it uses radar. This one uses like heat signatures from ships to be able to function, so it's less susceptible to being jammed and being detected. Yeah. Same with this one, but this one is more of an anti-air one, so it's better at shooting down enemy missiles and enemy planes and such. So remember, it's basically just a bigger R9 Sprint, but it doesn't require the fire control radar, and you can't fire it off in dogfights. These are cruise missiles. This is the ballistic missile. This one is faster. Hold on, is it faster? Okay, I forgot if it's faster, but these ones are bigger and they deal a lot more damage. Very nice, but they're a bit easier to shoot down because they're, I don't know, whatever. And then this, okay, these ones all down here, notice the little radiation symbol there? These are all nuclear armed missiles. So remember the distinction. These are nuclear missiles. These are regular missiles. That's basically it for those. There's a few ships that are already in the game that are based around these cruise missiles. You can find them around here and there. Check them out. Alright, for this next one, these are aircraft. You can build little aircraft carriers with these. First you need these, these flight decks. Make sure you got enough of them for your aircraft that you want. And you can only put the aircraft on the flight deck. And make sure you don't block the aircraft, like on either side, so that way they can land. Also, another thing. Each aircraft will require 1 ammo. So you do have to provide ammo for each of your aircraft in order for them to function. So, that's another thing. Oh, we need more crew. Well, let me show off the crew quarters. We got 2 sizes. Actually, most things have 2 sizes. Crew quarters and generators have 2 sizes. Regular size, so they fit in like one of these larger hull pieces. And then the smaller size, which fits in these smaller hull pieces. For this, we'll just throw in a crew quarter. Oh, we need another one. There we go. Let's throw a generator. And we need another crew quarter. There we go. So we've got generators and crew quarters. Bam. And ammo. Alright. Next is emergency systems. I've already showed off this. This is to take out like fires on your ships. Put them out. This is escape pods for your crew. So if you get shot down, the escape pods will jettison and hopefully your crew escapes. Honestly, they're just dead weight. You don't need them. Just their crew's fine. They'll probably survive. But yeah, that's basically it. Ooh, before I end off though, I'll show you guys something here. Notice how like the shape kind of changed from that to that. That means that this has raised up. Once you put like 4 hull pieces surrounding like any single hull piece, it'll raise and make it higher, so it shoots over things. Or you can put, if you do this, you can put like a gun right next to an engine and it won't interfere. So that's an important thing to remember too in building ships. But it can also hinder you because like if you accidentally raise up the engine, it could still block the gun as well. But yeah. Oh, before I end off, I almost forgot about defense systems. These are flares. They distract missiles. And they, yeah, that's about it for the flares. They literally just distract missiles. That's all they do. They're designed to do that. So you can launch off flares and it'll hopefully get a missile off of your tail. It works sometimes. And this is the Plash one. This is an active defense system. It shoots down, like larger shells and things and rockets before they hit your ship. This is pretty useful, but it is very expensive. So if you make a ship out of these, be aware of that. Or make a ship with them, be aware of that. And yeah. Oh, Let me switch out for these smaller aircraft here. So I get 2 more. Yeah, there's 2 sizes of aircraft. The LA-29 and T-7. The T-7 has more health and is faster than the LA-29s and can carry more armor, like missiles and stuff, and is just better overall, honestly. But oh, hold on, I need 1 more ammo for this. Let me fix this here. Ammo, ammo, ammo. Bam. There we go. That is a ship. It'll land, it'll take off, it'll fight things, it'll fly. Yeah, that's how you build a ship. I probably didn't explain this too well, but I hope you guys enjoyed. And let me show you, before I get off here, I'll show you guys how to save your ship. You come up here to save load, click on it, type in a name. Ship 3. And you can click save, and there you go, it's saved. You can test your ship here. You can select what size enemy vessels you want to fight to test it. Change the difficulty of the fight. Change what kind of ammo you have in it, so on and so forth. Test it in landing, test it in the fight still, etc., etc. This is to reset it, so like it gets rid of all the things except for the bridge there. Let me show you guys that. Bam. Yeah. There you go. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see. Oh shoot! I almost forgot again. Okay, one more thing before I get off here. This tells you how large of a dock you can fit your ship into. So there's different size docks. They all require different size ships to land in them. Get you more repair bonus. But if I expand the ship a bit here, you'll notice that it changes the size to dock B, then dock C, and yeah. You can't really go bigger than dock. I mean, you can go bigger than dock C, but you can't land in those small little places that get you the extra repair bonus now. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.